Hello, Monkyvers. Welcome to another video. Thanks so much for being here. My name is Saori, and today is topic on PTSD for children. If you're an adult, also stay here. Sit down. This could be helpful for you. I want you to first ignore the mess back there because this is the time that I only had for me to make and to do videos without a lot of noise. So I highly appreciate that you can avoid that. No, you're not avoiding, but like just be safe with that. But yeah, I want to start with this video by saying hi, hello, hope you are doing well. If you didn't hear, I love you. I love you. Thanks so much for being here. Either way, I want to clarify something. I'm not a psychologist, I'm an advocate, and I finished to study PTSD, which is fine. But with that clarified, I'm going to start talk about you as a kid growing up, as well. I'm going to give you some of my personal life because we are here to be honest. Yeah, I did my nails. I always loved to do my nails. Even though growing up as a little girl, I always loved to have my manicure done by my mom. Like, that was my kind of thing. But yeah, this is time to talk about. So, when you were a kid, you had a path for a lot of things. You maybe were, driven by many things in life, and it's at the time there's more freshest time to discover who you are as a kid, what you like, what you don't like, what you maybe will love, what you maybe don't love, and like many things that can happen to you. Okay, so there are many times where you find yourself maybe looking for something that you maybe will have, or like some people that you can even though reach for, or things like that. But at the end of the day, what matters for you is to be present and to be okay and feel safe that everything will go in your way. Let me explain. I always had passed for trauma bonding, abuse, whatever. Not only physically speaking, sexually speaking, whatever speaking way, because at this point you need to differentiate what is on you and what is in others. On you was maybe to eat well, eat your veggies, go to play, study in kindergarten, that's it. That all were your basics, maybe help to clean your toys as a kid. And that was the only mission to you as a kid. Your mission was not to work, your mission was not to solve other divorce problem, other people. Your work was not to help your cousin or your auntie to solve a big problem. That was not your work. Because there are many kids that feel the guilt on themselves because their parents were divorced or they were separate, maybe, or like maybe it's me, maybe something like that, and that kind of can link you to feeling maybe that. And let me explain you why PTSD is linked with also cheating and stuff like that. Let's take an example. Lil Peep have a trauma since he was a kid, and I even though dig into his life, his story, whatever, but he find out that his father was basically cheating on his mother, and he tell as a kid of like 4 or 5 that their father was cheating on their mom, and since that their dad get out from their house, and like he just lived with their mom. Even though to have belonging, he adapted the name of Peep to his name to as an artist. But what is important to you to understand is that it's not on you why your parents were divorced. It's not on you, because as a kid I hear many things from my aunties, from my family. Like for my dad, he didn't want me. I'm sorry, but I need to say for real, he didn't want me. Before I even came to life, he didn't want me at all. Like the doctors, my mom even though was the only one who wanted me. after I was born, after I, even though that I did show up attributes, you look at me, maybe as my daddy will tell, oh my gosh, I will be so proud of my daughter, but like, no. I never hear words of my father of encouragement. I only hear a little tap tap and like, that's fine, but like, he was a narcissist, which is why he is the way he is. So it's itching me even now to say. But like, that is the thing. And so, or let's say I hear from my aunties, maybe you should take that pill for the next day, maybe you shouldn't have that, it causes you many problems, you're on debt, but like, that is not on me, that is not in my power. If you know that I had the power to maybe not be raised in other place, I definitely would have to move on. But like, we unluckily don't choose our parents, they choose us. So it's not on you to always be self-blaming you for your parents were divorced, you don't have maybe a dad person, maybe you don't have a mom person. What you can do is with yourself. If you notice a bad behavior, maybe you were raised with abusive parents, with harming parents. For example, my dad was very restricted. Like, when I didn't want to be with him, or like, he will literally just beat me up and be like, oh my gosh, you should be here, and stuff like that. But like, he as an adult, like, kind of changed, whatever. But like, it doesn't fulfill the fact, because he's working on narcissism and stuff like that. So I let his pattern be a part of me, because I'm no longer in contact with him for my health and mental health. So yeah, it's not on me. Like, doesn't matter the fights that I had, doesn't matter how many times I blamed, how many times, whatever, because even though in my own family, I pass for that. And what is for you okay is to have a space of safeness within you. As an adult, as a kid, you need to learn to understand that. It's not on your power. And also, cheating doesn't matter if you have the most beautiful, gorgeous women ever, with a big booty, with the most mature emotionalness, whatever in the world, like, whatever. If you have problems with self-confidence, that can happen to cheat as your parents. That could happen because you have low self-esteem problems, not because they were bad, not because they were doing, because they genuinely did not have self-confidence in themselves. Because even though they could have the best women, the best men, the best partner in their life, because I know there are some LOL men loving men, some partners that are like that, because they have low self-confidence, they want to prove that with other person and the next person and the next person. So it's on and not you again. And related to that, if you want to raise better, if you want to be better, go to a psychologist. It's okay. We'll save you budget in the future, because you won't be overexpending in other things that you don't need, or you might be forgiven because of the trauma. And it also will save some money for your future kids, to also don't have to take some therapy, because therapy, as long as we are speaking, it's kind of racing. So I need you to understand also that. Okay. There are many times that, even though I've been asking myself, what I came here, and you need to find yourself to me. I won't find it for you. Even though that I read tarot cards, you can have the meaning to it. You can give that the meaning to your life. And how beautiful, just think about it. It will be, if doesn't matter if you have kids, doesn't matter if you don't have kids, doesn't matter if you will having, maybe if you're having kids, picture this in the future, maybe you will want it, and like, you still don't work on yourself, mental health. Think about it. Just look at your kids, and they will be like, oh my gosh, my mom or my dad or my, whatever, my caregiver fix their problems. And like, imagine how drastic we real life, because they came from a bad place, from a bad environment, and then they're just a soft and a smooth person, and they are now just, we are just safe, and like we have this house from them, or maybe this place, and like everything's just peaceful and so fun. How beautiful it will sound that. And maybe if you maybe had like you don't have kids, maybe you have doggies so you don't have kids, just by hearing on other parents' experience of like, oh my gosh, just look about it. Maybe if one of your, you know, parent, one of your, I don't know, just parents or your family members will tell of you in the future. I feel bad for my life. But you know what? I remember that my greatest grandparent had a good life after a big storm. And that was my story. Maybe not mine from the good space, but like for my greatest grandmother that need to dig in, I need to search about it to have a good self reflection of my own family that had a good life. My greatest mother married her husband, not that older than him, not that, but like they were together, and like they died together, not in the same time, but like after a week my greatest grandma died, and my greatest grandpa died right after my greatest grandma died. So that I want you to look forward. Not maybe the thing of production, you know, have kids, be happy, whatever. Because even though I read many things that said your garden, if you don't have a green garden, if you don't have a good garden, why do you want to have kids? And I know we can be ovulating women, hear me out, but like we need to self-control. It's hormones, not ourselves, okay? And maybe you are maybe men, women that want to have kids. Still work to create emotionally, financially. And I'm not saying this with kids, but like with my kitties. Yeah. But like that is the beautiful way. And you know what? Financially speaking, I love to hear about finances. Coaches also do that. They had the worst life. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but like maybe like I don't know. I know they don't ask for it, but like imagine like a big coach being like, I had a worst life. Now I want to have a good life. And they go for it and they do it, and like they sell you a course to overcome bad things. Because I can talk about from the perspective of me, because I'm not kind of happy bad, because I can have bad experience, but like all the people could experience wars or stuff like that, which is great. And they overcome PTSD. And my coach, you know, that I saw, there was a man and a woman, two of them. They overcome bigger things than me. So in that sense, they sell you these things to be better, and they market you. They do that about you, but like because they had, you know, some of them had emotional maturity to talk about it, to guide you about it. They sell it. They give a good meaning. But like some people are just, oh my gosh, I'm gonna no. Just I know it's hard. You can be sobbing, but like there's gonna be a light. And it's on you. The first step that you need to take is on you, because the first step that I take within me is to go to someone and seek for help, which was fine for you as well. Okay, it's fine, but like I don't know. Some people really do that way. They have self-esteem and they have a deep understanding, like a spiritual growth, amazing, that you can tell anything and it won't be lame. Like I remember telling somebody that passed for the worst thing that I passed. They were like, no, this is nothing. It can be worse. And I'm like, excuse me, like what do you pass? And they passed for the worst thing that I passed. That kind of humbled me a lot when it comes to bad things. That kind of humbled me a lot. They were telling me it's not that bad. To me, it was bad, and I feel like the universe, God, whatever, Allah, I don't know, but like they give you the best words to the best humans. So it's on you to take the light way. Because the light way is better, and you, at the end of the day, I feel like all we want a boring life where we can be happy. As a person who had PTSD before and is, you know, still kind of on the way, complete the course, all of that, is okay to you to seek peace. And the best feeling that I ever got when it comes to had PTSD, and after that, after, you know, kind of recovering from it a lot, because it's been 6 years basically, is that you no longer seek a lot of burden. You don't seek over feeling overwhelmed anymore. You just seek peace. That is a feeling. That is a good feeling. And as a kid, you maybe were overwhelmed because I experienced some fights from my grandparents, from my parents, family close to me. They have a big fights before. Now they don't have a lot, but it used to be way before, you know, for things, personal things. And I used to hear them as a kid and be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So now I'm against fights, you know, I go, I don't know. But like when I had a fight or I have a disagreement, I need to tell them. It wasn't like just, but I think it's kind of goofy and kind of, you know, it doesn't come on purpose to fight for this, because sometimes it can be a little things we cause big fight, which I don't understand. I do not understand why you want to have a fight for just one potato, one fork. I don't understand. That kind of thing could affect you a long term, like it could make you against fights, which I do my work to work over that, you know, being like the solution, the problem, we can fix it. If after things are calm, I can do it. If that doesn't come, maybe work on it. But like, used to be against to it fights because I'm fearless to have the same results that I had before with fights. But like, disagreement is different with fights, and the only fight that I'm able to see is in boxing. But like, that is one of the things, because your body is not used to do the thing of like overwhelming. Feeling overwhelmed is what it's supposed to be. No, your body is associating that with peace, and as long as you do the work, you can maybe overcome it. But like, don't be selfish and seek somebody. I'm telling you that because I'm also seeking somebody to take a test, maybe doing that, as always I do with psychologists, because as a person who studies mental health, I also need somebody with mental health. And yeah, what I will also tell you is that maybe you will tell maybe parent, maybe family member, maybe I can seek to them, but like, most of therapies, most of things, we're not giving therapy to other people, is our family members, because the family bond affect how we see some behaviors. We justify because it's a family bond, but we are not called enough to look up. So some people that are therapists that you have maybe in your family, don't be mad at them, because if they will take you therapy, they will justify all of your behaviors, which is bad. A therapist is a person who is called enough to tell you over the context, because they're out of your family. So it's on them to give you the right therapy so you can maybe give meaning, because instead of justifying your behaviors and didn't making you the right therapy, they give you that kind of light. So don't feel bad if you maybe were not allowed to have therapy with your cousin or with your auntie or with your uncle. Don't feel bad. It's okay. And matter of fact, I have a therapy with an uncle. That was a mistake. And my uncle tell my tea to my grandma, like that affect her a lot. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, so yeah, how you can understand, give it better meaning. When keywords, don't forget to pray, meditate, whatever that makes you feel calm without affecting others mentally, physically, consciously, unconsciously, of course. Oh, like anyway, thank you so much for being here. Have a good day. Love ya. Bye. Bye. I know maybe you can be tired of hearing this, but please follow me on Spotify so my mom finally believes this music career thing is real. Okay, thank you. Bye.